Welcome, good evening.
Hola, bienvenidos.
My name is Fiona Coffey. I'm the Associate Director for Programming and Performing Arts at the Center for the Arts.
Esta es Fiona Coffey, directora asociada de la programación y las artes escénicas.
And this is Emma Smith, class of 2022, yippee, who's going to translate for us tonight.
Hola, soy Emma Smith y voy a traducir esta noche.
So WesWorks is the first in-person public performance that the Center for the Arts has offered since February 2020, and we could not imagine a better show to reopen our doors.
WesWorks es el primer espectáculo público en persona que ha ofrecido el Centro de las Artes desde febrero de 2020 y no podríamos imaginar un espectáculo mejor para reabrir nuestras puertas.
This performance has been years in the making. Since 2014, Forklift Danceworks Artistic Director Allison Orr has been working with Wesleyan students, faculty, and staff, bringing us together in community dance-making practice that uplifts the movements of labor and the people who make those movements.
Hemos trabajado en este espectáculo por muchos años. Hace 2014, la directora artística de Forklift Danceworks, Allison Orr, ha trabajado con estudiantes y miembros de la facultad y el personal de Wesleyan. Ella nos ha juntado en un proyecto comunitario de hacer el baile que destaca los movimientos del labor y las personas que hacen estos movimientos.
Gretchen Lamont, class of 2018, was one of those students who later became a choreographer with Forklift and is the lead director of tonight's show.
Antigua alumna de Wesleyan, Gretchen Lamont, clase de 2018, fue uno de estos estudiantes quien luego se juntó a Forklift como coreógrafa y ha sido la directora del espectáculo esta noche.
We want to offer our sincere thanks to Barry Chernoff and the College of the Environment. Thank you, Barry. The New England Foundation for the Arts, our dedicated CFA team and tech crew, Forklift Danceworks, to all the students and employees who job shadowed together, and to a multitude of campus departments. It's hard to fully describe how many departments upon this campus had to come together to put this show. So that includes dance, theater, music, athletics, admissions, public safety, the library, reservations and conferences, academic affairs, and I'm sure a lot of others I'm not remembering.
Queremos agradecer a Barry Chernoff y el Colegio del Medio Ambiente, la Fundación de las Artes de New England, el dedicado equipo del Centro para las Artes y su equipo de tecnología, y a todos los estudiantes y empleados que hicieron la pasantía juntos, y a una multitud de departamentos del campus, incluyendo el baile, el teatro, la música, las atléticas, la seguridad pública, la biblioteca, las reservaciones y conferencias y los asuntos académicos. Gracias a todos.
We would also like to invite anyone who works for Bon Appetit, custodial facilities, or public safety to join us at the end of the show for the curtain call so we may express our appreciation for all of you.
Queremos invitar a todas las personas que trabajan para Bon Appetit, servicios de custodia o la seguridad pública a juntarnos al final del espectáculo para la ovación final, para que podamos agradecerles a todos.
Tonight's performance is dedicated in memoriam to physical plant employees Sean Higgins, who gave 17 years of service to Wesleyan, and Mike Lynch, who would have celebrated 34 years of service this coming Tuesday.
El espectáculo de esta noche se dedica en memoriam a los empleados de Physical Plant Sean Higgins, quien dio 17 años de servicio a la universidad, y a Mike Lynch, quien habría celebrado 34 años de servicio este martes que viene.
I also just want to mention that Wesleyan is located on Wangunk land, and everyone who comes here is welcome here tonight. So thank you.
Queremos reconocer que Wesleyan está ubicado en la tierra Wangunk, y todos los que vienen aquí son bienvenidos en este espacio hoy.
Before we split into groups, we're going to hand it over to Graham Reynolds and the band for the overture. So enjoy.
Por favor, llevan las máscaras. Ahora vamos a oír la música de Ryan Reynolds y el band. Gracias.
Thank you.
grew up around blue-collar people. The people I keep closest to me are people that hands are permanently stained by grease and dirt and scars and stuff like that. My dad's been here for almost 30 years now. I've been coming on this campus most of my life. I remember getting called in the middle of the night and going to work with him and helping him out carrying tools and stuff. There's a football game this weekend. If I don't drop off the chairs to the away team's locker room, nobody sits down. If Dean doesn't go fix a massive leak, that building floods. If there's no AC, if there's no condensers over in film studies and Pete doesn't fix it, then all of their archives get ruined with mold. If Bon Appetit doesn't cook, nobody eats. The grounds. If snow comes down and they don't go do their job, you're not getting a class. You're not getting around campus. If custodial isn't here, who's going to sanitize the buildings? Essential personnel is essential for a reason. We've been here every single day. We have guys here Monday through Friday. Public safety's here 24 hours a day. The power plant's here 24 hours a day. Our guys are a phone call away. I work for the kids in Foss Hill. I work for the kids on Fountain Avenue. I work for the lacrosse team. I work for the girls' tennis team. I do it for the students.
It's invisible. It's a subterranean world. It doesn't even seem like there's anything down there. You could walk over the top on the surface, but you would never know what's in the space below your feet. It's not something that you can learn quickly to do it safely. You basically have to understand how a boiler works, how the steam is made from basically just water, how fuels are burnt, how dangerous it can be. A lot of the equipment, the steam pipes, everything's fairly old. Our plant is 40 to 50 years old now, and a lot of that stuff's been sitting there. You can't think about it too much, because you would never go down in a power plant because you'd be scared of everything. But you also have to be aware of the potential dangers. And that's most important, because in the end, it's your life that's most important. In the middle of winter, 0 degrees outside, it's snowing, could be 10 o'clock at night. We have 3,000 students on campus. Their comfort is depending on the plant working how it should. You know, if one building fails, okay, you can deal with that. But if the power plant fails, potentially the whole university is going to be affected. To me, that's a serious responsibility, and I take it seriously. There's 5 of us down there. And when one shift is over, you hand it over to the next guy for 8 hours, and then it just keeps going around like that. So we all depend on each other. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The plant is running. I'm on a journey, and I'm near the end of my career here. So I'm going through my own personal transformations, and if I look back on the last 30 years here, I've seen students come and I've seen them go. The university environment, it's a learning environment, and where there's learning, where there's a quest for knowledge, that always exists. It never changes. And I just have to accept my part in that, which is being an integral part of physical plant.
My name is Lloyd Jones. I've been at Wesleyan for 7 years, almost 8. I do the bookstore, I do Boga Hall, I do Youth Stand, Science Center, or Music and Art Center. So wherever there's windows that need to be done, I like doing them. I learned at an early age, cleaning. I learned that at about 6. My mother was a cleaner, and she had a company that she cleaned office buildings downtown Brooklyn. And I used to go to work with her. And it was fun because I learned how to do trash, vacuum, dust. So all that was taught to me by my mother. And we had fun. The best part was working was the lunch break. You know, we used to go down, get one of these nice juicy hamburgers, french fries, pickles. So, you know, that was my reward, and I got paid, so that's how I learned how to clean, really. I started, my first job when I was 17 really was working at the World Trade Center. So that was a fun job because you work by yourself. At first I didn't like it, but then after a while, you get used to it. You listen to music, you do at your own pace, like I said, and it just became like, more like an art to me. I had a choice of working at Wesleyan or Yale. So I said, okay, let me go give Wesleyan a shot. I didn't make it to Yale. The first day I came, I met Kevin, Blanca, and I met Audrey. I met Audrey, and it was like, I worked here for a while. I mean, she's one of the nicest people. Kevin and Blanca are, too. I mean, so that's why I stayed. I said, whoa, this is the place to be. It's 2 things I love doing. One is windows, and one's playing music, because you're in charge. You're painting a picture, even with the music. I call it painting because you gotta supply the music to keep these people going, to keep these people happy. Same thing with the windows. I do it because, like, a peace of mind. I get up there and I start off doing them normal, And then once I start getting into them, I don't know, sometimes my hand just go wherever it goes, like I'm painting, and then I finish it up and goes on to the next one. And then I stand back. That's the best part. When you stand back and you admire that, wow, I did all these windows. You don't time yourself, you just do them. Just put your heart and soul in them and just do them.
I'm Damien.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Pete.
I'm Nick.
We're from physical plant, and bear with us, we'll be out of your hair in just a minute. this heating system working, Nick?
Get it working. Let's go.
Need some water, Dave?
Oh, we're gonna need some water. Need to drink, don't we?
Save some for me.
Beautiful weather, huh?
Oh, here it goes.
Light for your side, bud.
Excellent.
I'll power it up.
Thank you.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know we need some
Water. We are ready. Good?
Yeah, it should be.
Changes?
Yeah, that's gonna be a little kind of dirty. Looks like it's working all right. I gotta test that aerator again, Nick.
All right, you got it.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Air's leaving, good.
Hey, we got our filter in, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right over there?
Good?
Good.
All right.
We'll have the heat on in no time.
I think these people are getting impatient. We gotta get this thing going. Water it. Hey, Jill, you want a drink?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good.
We're good to
Don't
go.
worry, I got some in here. No, I'm just
Hey, Dina, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yay! He's kidding! It's actually his birthday!
His birthday.
Today! 25!
20 times.
I got her early.
Boxes in front of Olin. 10-4. Yeah, we'll get them out of there.
Donna Steinbeck. I am a customer service rep, and I've been here for 20 years.
Elena Starrin, customer service rep, 25 years.
Yeah, I come in an hour earlier. I start at 7. I have to take all the messages off the phone, do the emails that come in throughout the night. And so while I'm doing all that, the phones start ringing. And then Elena comes in at 8. So she'll take over the phone, and I'll continue on emails. All we hear is complaints.
That's the nature of the business. Well, because somebody on campus has a problem. So they call with a problem, and we're the first person they call.
Well, leaks, floods, no heat, key not working, any kind of plumbing.
Electrical being fire alarms or, like you
Smoke
said,
detectors, beeping.
Which is more annoying than it is an emergency.
Slippery sidewalks, fallen tree branches, cleanup.
Anything customer service related is extension 3400, or you can send an email to work_order, or there's also WesFix.
Be patient.
Patience and speak clearly.
And slow it down, because sometimes they can zip right through, and I have to keep pressing replay.
If you're using your own phone, it's the 860-685-3400.
You have a leak in the ceiling in the upstairs bathroom at Park Washington 414, and it's going down into 314. Okay, I'll send someone out.
Base to 74.
Go ahead, base.
Dean, at Park Washington, there's a leak in the ceiling in 314.
10-4.
Base to 311, Pete.
Go ahead, base.
Pete, there's no heat in the Davidson Health Center.
10-4, Davis Health Center.
Base to 103.
Go ahead, base.
Nick, we have a radiator leak over at High Rise 313.
10-4. I'll check that out right now.
Base to 102, Damien.
Go ahead.
Damien, Foss 8, first floor bathroom, there's a toilet overflowing.
10-4.
Base to 95, Blanca, we also need cleanup in that Foss 8 bathroom.
getting ready for commencements all year. I mean, that's the whole show. That's what we do.
Es una parte importante, tanto los fisicoplan, los jardineros, la gente del restaurante, los de la limpieza, porque todos estamos para un servicio para los muchachos. Sin todos nosotros la universidad no funciona como tiene que ser también, porque también somos una parte importante de la universidad.
Commencement is a big deal. Everything that's going on with commencement funnels out of physical plant.
Yep. It's a lot.
You know, it's a lot. Right down to measuring the fields, to spacing the chairs appropriately.
The chairs together.
Yes.
All of us have to work together, and the work order end of it. I mean, this whole, really everybody's hand is included in that commencement. I think everybody touches it one way or another.
Working together to get these kids out into the world.
All right, I'd like to invite anyone in the audience from physical plant, custodial, bon appetit, dining services, public safety. If you're in the audience with us tonight, please join us up here for a bow. Performers, come on down.
Si hay alguien en la audiencia que trabaja en Wesleyan, en Bon Appetit, en cualquier edificio, por favor, vengan al frente. Y los trabajadores bajen, por favor.
Come on up, come on up. Let's hear it for the band.
Los músicos.